Hello, everybody. My name is Lauren Brendon. I'm the Assistant Commissioner of the MIAA, and I'm very excited to be here today with Natalie Hammer from Hope. Natalie, how are you today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me today, Lauren.
Yeah, thank you for being here. So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
As you said, I go to Hope College. I'm a senior this year. I'm excited to graduate in May, and I am studying social work and German. And then I play soccer at Hope. I'm an RA. I love sustainability on campus. I've been involved in a few organizations with that, and I've just been really grateful for Hope and also for Hope Women's Soccer.
Obviously, as a senior, you have had plenty of time within the MIAA. Tell me, maybe some of your things about competing in this conference and some of your favorite rivalries.
Oh man. Well, the first one that comes to mind when I think of rivalries is definitely Calvin. The Hope Calvin rivalry is very strong. Gratefully, it's just a really fun community to just be celebrated by. I know whenever we play Calvin, everybody always shows up, and we're really grateful just to have that support from both Calvin and from Hope just fans. So it's always a great turnout, and we love just that competition, that rivalry. But pretty much every team in the MIAA is really a big competition, and we try to show up for every single one.
What makes Division Three special to you? What drew you to D3 in the first place?
Yeah, that's a huge question. I've really been grateful for Hope just in terms of the opportunities that it's allowed me to invest in and the people that have invested in me at Hope. So, like I mentioned, I've just been able to um, be poured into by a bunch of different areas on campus. So, like I mentioned, I'm an RA, which is something that you're not able to do most of the times as an athlete. And so, I've been really grateful for that experience. In the spring of my junior year, so last semester, I was able to study abroad in Berlin, Germany for 4 months, which is also something that you're not really able to do at a larger institution. So, having those two things on my radar coming into college, I knew that that was something that was important to me. And so, it's been really cool to be able to have those things. Also, there's a focus on academics that is kind of unique in the professors, the smaller class size. Also, Hope being a Christian institution, it's been great just for spiritual formation. So, lots of aspects that drew me to Hope, particularly, but then also D3 program as well.
I'm sure you're pretty busy between your studies and your sport, but what hobbies do you have outside of that?
Yeah. So, obviously, I love soccer. That's a big passion of mine, and I'm so grateful for that. So, outside of soccer, when I'm not studying or doing some of my other involvements on campus, you can find me outside. I love hiking, backpacking, exploring national parks with my siblings has been something that I've enjoyed on the breaks and during the summers. So definitely being outside and enjoying nature is something I love. And then, of course, as it gets colder, I've been recently getting into baking and cooking. So you'll always find a nice warm apple crisp. Well, not always, but occasionally an apple crisp on our stove or a nice soup cooking for dinner. So that's been some hobbies I've enjoyed recently. Yeah.
Your coach mentioned that you've been on a seed trip. For those who don't know, what does a seed trip entail?
Yeah, so a seed trip, the seed program at Hope is a really unique program that I didn't quite know about until I came to Hope, but it stands for Sports Evangelism to Equip Disciples. So, kind of a long name, but a cool concept where some small teams of around 10 to 12 individuals, athletes from Hope from different teams, will travel to different countries and different communities in those countries to spread the gift of clean water, but then also to spread the gospel with those water filters. So it's a really cool program where you get to meet new people that you wouldn't have met before, and also just partner with existing organizations in those communities to, yeah, not only share clean water, but also just the gospel, which is really important to the message of hope. So was really grateful to be a part of the Uganda program my going into my junior year. So met a lot of amazing athletes that I'm still connected with today, and also just faculty and staff that traveled with us. So really great program that I'm grateful that Hope has.
What do you think your biggest takeaway was from that trip to Uganda?
Yeah, I obviously soccer is a an international sport, and I really was grateful just that soccer doesn't need language. That's something that I've seen in my studies to Germany, but also to Uganda. That as soon as there's a ball on the field, just like that language barrier and some of those different barriers that exist, they just disappear, and you're able to just be athletes together, just competing against one another, learning from each other, and just spreading joy. So that was a really, really, really powerful experience that I was able to have in Uganda.
You mentioned that you studied for a semester in Germany. What was that like?
Yeah, that was also just a really powerful experience. That was 4 months last I left in January, so it's been a little bit since I've been back, but that was an amazing experience, and, that's my second major, so it was really, beneficial to be able to speak the language that I'm passionate about, my second language, but also to just meet new people and have a different cultural experience. So I ended up joining a soccer team in Germany, and so we would practice during the week and then play on the weekends, but that was fully in German, and they were super gracious with me when I was trying to perfect or kind of learn more of my German skills, and then they could also, use their English and try to practice it with me. So that was a really grace-filled community that we could, share that language and also just that love for soccer again.
What would you say was the most either the most unique food or your favorite food that you had while you were over there?
Wow. Okay, so the initially what came to my mind, I lived with a German host mom. So she was just so wonderful and she was a great cook. And so there's a season in Germany where it's like a type of white asparagus that is super popular. And I think the German name for it is Spargel. And so we had that, and it was, I don't know if it was my favorite. I definitely don't know if I would eat it again, but it was definitely a traditional German food that I'm very grateful I got to experience for a little bit.
Your coach mentioned that you're back from an ACL injury. What are you looking forward to most this season, especially after going through that?
Yeah, no one ever wishes for an ACL tear or just kind of a devastating injury like that, but learned so much through that. And I know some of my other teammates were also walking through a similar recovery story. So being able to empathize with them and share in my joys and also my trials was a really powerful experience to have during my season. So in terms of what that looks like going forward, I think, yeah, I just learned a lot from my ACL injury, and it gave me a more of appreciation for the game. And so, being able to share that with others, just um, the importance of being grateful for being able to move and play the sport that we love, is something I really took away from that experience.
I like closing out each interview with kind of a fun question. You said that going to national parks was a big thing for you and your family. What is your favorite national park that you have visited?
A big question, a big question. There's just so many that I love them all. I hope that this national park doesn't any other national park that hears this doesn't get mad that I picked a favorite. But I just have a really beautiful experience, like just memories with my siblings in Canyonlands National Park in Utah. So just being able to look out and kind of see like just some stunning land features is something that I'll remember and the memories that I had along with that park. So for me, Canyonlands in Utah holds a special place in my heart, but I love all of them.
I love it. Well, Natalie, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today, and best of luck with your studies the rest of the year.
Thanks so much, Lauren. I appreciate it.